Hey, what's up? My name's Chris. I just made this account just to review the new Mortal Kombat 2021 film. So, please bear with me. I am new to this. I wrote notes down. Mortal Kombat means a lot to me. I literally just made this just so I could review the movie. Don't want to just, go on a tangent. Want to be honest. And if you haven't seen the movie, um, and you don't want spoilers, I wouldn't watch this then. But if you don't really care about spoilers and you just want to, hear someone's review, that's like a diehard fan. Like I'm gonna tell it how it is. That's that's just how I'm gonna tell it. I'm about to be straight up. So, yes, I've loved the video games ever since I was younger. I grew up with them. I have older brothers. Grew up in the 80s and 90s. Trust me, they had me playing Mortal Kombat since I was very young. Um, I love the movies, merchandise. Yes, yes, yes. So now let's just get right into the film. Uh, the first 10 minutes of this movie is great. It starts out at Hanzo Asashi, also known as Scorpion's compound, which is the Shia Ryu clan. I believe it's either in China or Japan, but they end up getting ambushed by their rival clan, known as the Lin Kuei, who is run by Sub-Zero, as known as Bihan. Bihan kills Sub-Zero's family, except for his newborn child, which I'm going to get to, because the mom and the younger kid hid um, the newborn child in the floor. So that is very important. We'll talk about that. But let me tell you, this opening fight scene was like awesome. It was like everything you wanted in a Mortal Kombat movie. I dodged every like trailer and TV spot, and then I watched that 7-minute clip when it got like released onto the internet. And I was like, I can't wait to go see this. I was like, I can't wait for this to drop. After Hanzo Sashi, Scorpion, does all this like amazing like martial arts stuff, and really shout out to the actor who's also 60 years old and he's moving like that. He's doing this ill stuff. Like God bless. I hope that one day if I ever make it that far, that I could be moving like that too. Uh, I also even wrote down that like he grabs his wife's like little gardening dagger and wraps it up with rope, and then that's how like his spear gets formed, which is like so cool. Anyway, Scorpion loses the battle against Bihan Sub-Zero, and that is really it for the opening. Raiden shows up, grabs the kid, and that is the bloodline that continues because this is happening from hundreds of years ago. So that bloodline continues from that baby girl, and we get left with our new character Cole Young. This is where the movie starts to decline for me. Uh, Cole Young is a cage fighter who is trying to support his family. He has a girl and like a younger girl and a wife. He like first off, we've seen this shit so many times before with the whole good-looking fighter trying to support the family. It's been done so many times, and I didn't want to see it in this movie. I didn't really care about that shit. I thought, oh, he has a family. They're gonna get killed right in the beginning, and then that's when shit's gonna escalate. No, it didn't happen. Uh, we end up finding out that these characters, ones that are born with like a crescent of like the dragon symbol, are destined to compete in this contest tournament with other fighters from another world, and pretty much defend our Earth, our realm from these outworldly beings, right? That want to come and take over our world. We've already lost 9 out of the 10 tournaments every like generation. So if we lose this 10th one, they're able to come invade our planet, enslave us, and it's the end of everything as we know. So we know like a bit of the story. They changed it up with like the crescent thing. That's fine, whatever. Wasn't really totally on board with, oh, if you kill this person, you get their crescent, and then that means that you can learn how to do superhuman abilities. We see that with Kano. Kano supposedly kills someone, and then that's why he's working with Sonya and and um, and I guess like Liu Kang and Kung Lao and Cole Young, and it just I don't know, it didn't really do it for me. Uh, I actually got really bored, and I kept wanting. I was like, when is there gonna be like an actual like cool fight scene, like from the beginning of the movie? And it took up until I guess like half the film where Kung Lao, spoiler alert, does like this really cool hat thing to the vampire chick Nitara, and like just slices her face in half, and I'm like, yes. I was like, that was Mortal Kombat right there. I was like, from this moment on, they're gonna like just keep going on and on and on. No, they really didn't. The fights were actually really whack, which I find disappointing. It's Mortal Kombat. This should have been like the movie where everyone is like saying, "Oh my gosh, like the fights were incredible, man. When she did this, when he did that, when he ripped out this guy's spine." That didn't happen, and I was let down with this movie. I really was. I really wanted to love it. I really wanted to just be like, yes, finally, like we have a Mortal Kombat movie. Some people out there can do that. I can't. I literally just made this account just so I could review this film. Not to shit on it, but just to put it out there that, hey, I was disappointed. I'm a Mortal Kombat fan. I wasn't happy. Uh, like, yeah, I did enjoy it. It's Mortal Kombat. There was some cool stuff. But if you're looking for, like, that raw, like, action, like, packed, like, where, like, people are getting punched and stuff, it, and you're watching them like get like brutalized and then they're like brutalizing, like it doesn't happen. uh it actually felt a little dubbed down, like a PG-13, like a lot of the fight clips and certain things felt cut out. Just give an example, there's this part where Sonya, I think she's fighting Melina, someone goes to go throw her a knife and she catches it and she's doing this swirl through the air and then it just cuts to like something else. I wasn't really sure what just happened. I'll have to go back and review a lot of these scenes. I've been talking about it with like a lot of friends and stuff, but I wasn't on board with how the fighting was orchestrated. It just didn't do it for me. Uh, and just like a little um fact fact check, which is actually cool. The guy who directed this film happened to do these movies called The Raid, which are like real like hard style martial arts films, and they are so brutal. I haven't watched them in years, but I just know the fighting was like so brutal to the point where it was scary. That's what I thought I was gonna get in this movie. It's Mortal Kombat. I didn't get that. Or I should say we didn't get that. I didn't feel that. So forgive me, I'm just going through my notes. Now, this is part of the plot, which I had a problem with. There was no tournament at all. There was no contest. So if you're thinking that this is going to be a Mortal Kombat movie where they eventually get to the island or they get to this realm or this place to compete in this contest to fight against one another, we're going to see some really cool stages. We're going to see maybe stage fatalities. No, not at all. It didn't happen. So that was a letdown too. Uh, I can't really say. My, yeah, a huge Outworld looked ridiculous. It was a huge cliff in the middle of nowhere. It could have been, they could have filmed in like Nevada or something like that. I mean, Outworld was not cool. The villains, it consisted of Nitara, Shang Tsung, Sub-Zero, which he stole the show. When he was on screen, he was the shit. Okay, I give him credit. Like they did a good job, Scorpion, but Scorpion wasn't in the movie. He showed up till the end. That's whack. Johnny Cage was not in the movie. I think he was really replaced by this Cole Young character, which I really don't care about. Uh, God, oh my gosh, I don't want to like jump around. I want to keep this like on like a review. I don't want to just go into like all the things I hated, but I would have done it different, especially with some of the CGI. Like Reptile was a CGI like just lizard. I think he could have been more like humanoid lizard, and Uh, I just think we could have seen more practical effects, maybe somebody wearing like more makeup. Melina was, it's so true. My friend said it, and I totally agree. They didn't even scratch the surface with her. Uh, God, they had, who was it? Reiko from Mortal Kombat 4. He also made an appearance in Mortal Kombat Armageddon. He's actually really fucking cool. He was just this big brute of a character, and he gets his head clapped by Jax, which was awesome. But he didn't do shit. Like, he was so poorly executed. Cabal, who's like one of my favorite Mortal Kombat characters, was a bad guy. That's fine. You want to switch that up? I don't really care. But he didn't do shit either. Like, they kind of just ran around, and I think my favorite character was Liu Kang. Uh, he was done to a F and T. I think he was perfect. Raiden was really whack. He did not bring the thunder at all. Uh, I actually wrote where the fuck was Raiden because there's a part where Raiden puts up a barrier to defend his warriors and let them train for the contest, the tournament, and then Shang Tsung's, I guess, it- he go like they try to go there and break in, and then they can't because Raiden put up the barrier. Then Kabul, they go back to Outworld, wherever, and Kabul decides, oh, I'll just get Kano to turn on them because Kano's in the cave place where they're training, which is like the Order of Light or the Raiden's Temple or some shit. And Kano decides that he's going to go break down the barrier, and he goes and does it, and it's like, oh, didn't see that coming, and oh my gosh, it was like, I don't know what they did. So, amongst me having different opinions on the story writing and this and that, I would have done this better, whatever. I just needed the movie to be more brutal, and I would have been okay with it. If you're thinking you're gonna go into this movie and it's gonna be like, you're watching someone get hit and their jaw's like coming off and they're like trying to put it back on, you're not gonna see that. I don't know what happened. This is Mortal Kombat. It should have been like the movie where we watch people like random like people like I don't know, it could be monks or ninjas getting like sliced and diced. It didn't happen. The characters were poorly developed. They really were. Uh, Example, I would just say Sonya Blade. I mean, okay, so we know that, oh, she's special forces and all this shit, and she talks about, oh, my team was attacked by this being that had superhuman abilities and took out my whole team. But I don't really just want to go compare it to like the original '95 film, but that the '95 film just did a better job with her character, Johnny Cage, who was not in the movie, but Liu Kang. Liu Kang, they did do good character development, but Kung Lao, we didn't really like know much of. Um, Even some of the bad guys, like Melina, uh, didn't really know her story. Someone brought up that she only got like 3 words in the movie. Uh, this movie was a letdown for me. Just gonna jump around to the music. The music was okay. I think it, had me hyped up a little bit, but then there really was nothing. So really, I didn't feel like there was. I don't even think there's like a soundtrack for the movie. That's kind of whack. It's fucking Mortal Kombat. I don't know. Uh, yeah, they paid no homage to any original stages, landscapes, the setting. It was boring. It felt like it was just like a CGI, probably green screen, and they didn't do much with that. Uh, I think Reiko and Jax may have been fighting at the pit, but no one got thrown into the pit. That's where Jax does his head clap, which was really cool. You see, those fatalities and that gruesome stuff is the only reason why this movie passes for me. Uh, I can't say it's anything but like okay. It's decent. It's I'm not running back to go watch it. Some things I would have done differently. I would have actually had a tournament, contest where they go and compete against one another. I think it would have been awesome to like see like maybe like a throne room and like and Goro. Just they didn't use him right. That's something I would have done. Again, the CGI. And no, I'm not someone who's against CGI. Trust me, I love monster movies, bro. Like I love all that kind of stuff. This is Mortal Kombat. There was when Cole Young is fighting Goro, it's actually quite ridiculous. He fights him in a barn, like here on Earth, and for some reason his family is there and they're not running away. His wife and his kid. I don't know when the last time they saw a like 10-foot four-armed monster walk out of their shed, but if I saw that shit, I would have been fucking out, man. They're like there rooting with their dad, and I'm like, what the fuck? Even his wife takes like an axe to like help Cole out, and she hits Goro in the side, and he's like, oh. And then Cole eventually figures out his power, and he gets like this cool gold armor. I think it would have been cool if like he got like something around his head. I don't know, but his daughter says, give him the uppercut. And it's so cringe because it's like she says that in the beginning of the movie when he's having a cage match and he doesn't do it, so he like loses the fight. But now he gives Goro the uppercut and then he kills Goro. So this is fucking Goro. Like, what the fuck? Yo, this movie, man. Yo, this shit got me weak, bro. Like, I can't even. I'm sorry. I've been getting into like little arguments with people like on Instagram. I'm like really trying not to because I don't like arguing with people, but I literally just made a YouTube account just so I could upload a video and just put it out there. Like, yo, if you watch this movie, like go ahead, like go into it uh with with like an open mind, like I did. But you might be left disappointed. And we shouldn't have to wait for a sequel to, oh, fix the things that we didn't get. No, it's been like what, 26 years, give or take, since there was a Mortal Kombat movie. We're living in 2021. Like, this is what they're putting out. I'm sorry. This did not really pass for me. Like I said, the only reason why it passed is because it had some cool shit. Like those fatalities, the finishers. If that wasn't in it, this review would be like, just, yeah, no. I would say stay away from the movie. Just going through some things. Is there anything else I wanted to say? We're seeing this freaking many times. Yeah, I, that's really all my review. Oh, and just back to the whole CGI thing. Like I said, I'm not against it. I just think that Goro could have been like an actual guy. They could have found a really big man that is like into UFC, MMA, and they could have done practical effects. They could have had a whole team of people to like come in and do some really cool makeup and make Goro like more realistic. Honestly, I love the Goro from the 95 movie. And I'm trying not to go back to the 95 movie and compare and contrast. I just watched the 97 last night. Let me tell you, that shit has a lot of fucking issues too. Yes, it does. But I enjoyed it more. Maybe because it's from like my childhood, I don't know, but like it seemed like it like led up to something. By the end of this movie, they're just like, oh, Raiden, teleport us here and there, and I'll take on him, I'll take on her. And that's what they do. And you have the last fight scene, and the last finisher was actually really disappointing. Um, where Scorpion torches Sub-Zero. Yo, hold the fuck up. He like just kind of like burns him, and his face just turns like a little skeleton, like a little ashy, and then that's it. And then I guess he like goes back to like the Netherrealm hell. Uh, oh, there's a lot more I want to talk about, but hey, look, give it a shot, give it a whirl. It's not atrocious. It's not my review. People are probably like, you're contradicting yourself. It sounds like it's atrocious, maybe, but like it's not. It needed work, and I think if they actually had, maybe I can't say because I don't know the people that were on the set. I don't know if the director, or the producer. I know the producer was James Wan, but I don't know how much of a Mortal Kombat fan they really are. I don't know even if like Ed Boon and John Tobias were like part of this movie, or if, like, I just think that it totally needed more work and more dedication. So that's really all I have. I'm really happy that I did this review, and I hope that you guys enjoy it. Feel free to comment. I mean, I want to hear what you guys have to say. I'm a Mortal Kombat fan. Totally want to, reach out and discuss and talk. Um, that's all I have. So thanks. Peace.